Well, I have the glasses on in this game. It's just I've been doing a lot of work and the screen hurts my eyes like a little bit because that's not healthy for anybody. Um, so I'm gonna have to use two screens. I'm gonna try and do this as kindly and gently as possible, but people don't listen in America and elsewhere it seems when you're being gentle. But I'm still going to attempt to try. Well, my fellow Americans, all nations and all relations everywhere. I don't know why we're still going by Teluisi, which means my name is Aiden Skyhouse, Muddy Banks, Bush Tiber, Holly Bilal, Senna, Nashiba Shumafi. Ikali Pulusi Mokutaka Hamino Kigne. I am what I'm meant to be today. I'm meant to ride always effortlessly because life cycles infinitely and change is revolutionary, so I'm meant to be fluid. See, if I go with the flow, then the flow goes with we, and if we let go, then everyone is free. So, as above, so below. Eternal balance of love is our flow. On that note, I don't know why we're still going by the American model here, seeing as we saw that it failed in New York City. New York City is now, well, America is now the top rating in who is infected most country. And as of yesterday or the day before, which is Tabuiska Sugom, 26th of March, Siskokus, we were at 7%. I'm sure by now it's higher than that. I'd like to think it's not, but I haven't looked at the numbers because I've been busy trying to chase people down by the internet and otherwise, talking to you all about how you should be staying home and not endangering one another over your new master money. Because you forgot who you are. You forgot your souls for money. For money. I have no problem with money and bartering and trade and sharing and doing all those things, but we know that is not what happens today. And so you have brought this upon yourselves, and no one is exempt. This body that I inhabit is not exempt. I am not exempt. We have all made grave mistakes in how we are engaging with this and how we engage with one another as species for quite some time. As of whatever morning I wrote this, I believe it was 2 mornings ago, but I go generally in time immemorial, so I'm not really in Americanized, imperial, standardized time. But I'll read it as is, and we'll pretend we're there right now. As of this morning, New York City on their 9/11 alert is telling everyone to stay home and not go out because it risks lives. This may have been yesterday. Everyone should be home unless they are mandatory personnel. The China model of distance is 10 feet that it can reach by however it is. So people should be at a minimum of 12 feet with masks and gloves as an absolute last resort. And that means if you are not mandatory personnel, there's no reason you should be in that situation. If you are in a home where you are stuck in that situation, please start making space for one another and doing so in a polite, calm manner. The people who are sick are not monsters. Sometimes I wonder, though, if this had been a zombie apocalypse, if y'all would have acted a little bit faster. Because with this being asymptomatic plenty of the time, and symptoms not showing for up to 2 weeks, you would think all of you would stop talking about, well, they weren't showing symptoms at the time that I was around them. Due to how long the symptoms can be unseen for, see New Rochelle, which has people there that may not be contagious anymore, they're not sure, but were asymptomatic the entire time. And we're hoping to get some sort of info and therefore vaccine from that. I would like to think when that vaccine comes out, it will be free for everyone, because the idea that homeless people in this country or anyone else can probably pay the amount of money it might be, even if it's minimal. How many of us could actually afford our flu shots last year? I did, because I go to Colin Lord. Miskay. I know I'm saying it wrong, or the other. I'll learn it better. Miskay, which means I'm sorry. and how fast it spreads in actual controlled environments where the population informs one another instead of ignoring. And you can see Indian country, and all these info and links that I have will be below, along with the link to the group that me and other people have that have been sharing information instead of blocking one another out. I believe Indian country is a wonderful source of information, because who goes to the res? Do you know what a res is? Do you know where your res is? This is not a body of water that we're talking about. Our entire house in Bergen Lafayette is on lockdown. Our neighbors in this ghetto, Gel and Gel means and Greenville, etc., have the right to know how bad it is, and yet it seems that they don't. There are still migrant workers. I say migrant workers because I am assuming the only people that are still probably being forced to still work in this are people that are undocumented. Which, on that note, Jersey City, you have some test kits, and you said you'll only take people that have valid proof that they live in Jersey City. People need valid proof to get tested if they're showing symptoms. I don't understand you. I'd like you to explain yourself, because not only is that dangerous, that is horrible to anyone that does not have an ID that they are valid to this city or state. And I'm not just talking about all the people that just moved over recently to Jersey City. I'm talking about those undocumented who have every right to their health and to help everyone else stay healthy. You'll find a link to Telegram below. Telegram is where you can share information without it being censored. Information is being censored everywhere, and it has been since the dawn of this country, folks, and before that. So let's be real here. I'm not going to go on to that in here. Stay home and be safe. If you're in a condo building or another building with other people, please get your landlord or yourselves on a group text or messenger system so that if you absolutely have to go out or there is a delivery coming, you can organize that. We've done that for our small house here. You can pull it off wherever you are. And I say this as somebody who works all the time in the large condos in Jersey City and has worked in them in Manhattan as somebody who's had clients there. You can be more organized than you think you are. Like, just take the time to do it and just go slowly. If you ask people to just do calm messages and they don't, that's when you handle them directly, and otherwise the rest of the group continues forward. Calmly. Alatisme, relax. We are making videos here on how to get through this. We are also having check-in streams. I'll have a link below for, I can't remember the name of it right now. Miss Gay Blue sent it to me on the group, and we cast. Highly appreciate it. Looks like a little crystal fox head. Crystal Walquis Quesado. I love it. Some of us in this house have worked on quarantine before for animals with highly contagious diseases. Me and my partner, my hubby partner. There's a whole bunch of different ways to say it. Wherever you are, stay in, stay low, take care of yourself. And my 4 questions to Jersey City, and in general, actually. What are we doing for the homeless right now? For them, not against them, not to them, for them. Why are construction workers still working in Jersey City and anywhere else that they may possibly be working? Why aren't they home? How are you empowering JC? And by home, I mean, I keep saying home. Wherever you are is currently probably where you're staying at, and I suggest you start speaking intersectionally and respectfully with one another and loving one another. You are capable of that. If you are finding somebody's being rude, then you as a group make space from that person. That doesn't mean you have to chuck them out into the supposed SARS-2 wilderness. I say supposed because it is reality. It's not really wilderness out there. That's everything you guys know. Your wilderness now is in here, in home, with you. And you're going to be getting to know yourself a whole lot better, and everyone else. But that means everyone needs to chuck the matola mijan, the bullshit of the racism, bigotry, and oppressing one another. Which means start shelving the economy for a while, because you're not going to need it while you're in lockdown. If people need things, if countries need things, you're going to have to discuss it with one another once you're stopped being quarantined from one another. It's not like we have commerce going back and forth. So just alatisme. Relax. How are you empowering residents of your city, town, state, country, etc., and businesses to forego their money worries to save lives. Rent freeze, free circulation of food and goods, where/who to donate to, etc. Why does Bergen Lafayette and Greenville, my neighborhood, the ghetto, one of, seem to have no idea what's going on, and how can you empower your BIPOC, marginalized, queer, trans, disabled, neurodivergent, etc. in this situation? Lastly, please start telling pup parents to start having them go inside. They can be retrained after it's over. I can provide a behavioral video. I have been working with dogs for over 20 years. From any situation you can name, probably by this point. I can help you train them to not go to the bathroom in your house, but I'm going to tell you right now, once this is over, you can take them outside. They're going to be so happy to go out. They'll go potty out there. But just in case, I'll give you a free video. In the meantime, I'm going to be making videos on also how to save your sanity with your pets at home. But right now, I suggest two things. One, watch their rhythm and get to know them, because they are a better guide of what's going on and what you should do as they nap. All over the house. All over the house. While the rest of us go into ranting moments. And I'm almost done. I'm escaping. Because I don't want to be angry like this, but every single time I've ever tried to tell anyone that's ever going on nicely, it gets ignored, and that's because of the way this country works, which is you were all taught that you have power if you're an asshole, and therefore you'll act like an asshole, and escape my language right now, and that everyone else can die in a ditch to pay for the king. Now this is, last time I checked, not an empirical or imperial system. And so therefore, why are we still doing this? You have literally death at your door, and you are still trying to hustle money to people that may not have even eaten for the past couple days. More, depending on who you are. And by eating, I mean a sustaining meal, not a scrap you found somewhere. So for everyone, be it if you're dealing with humans or any other relations right now, start learning your boundaries for yourself and everyone else. If you find your boundaries being disrespected, make space. If you can't make space, then every single person right now that's having an aggressive thought to anyone else, I suggest you go sit down and relax. And I suggest that's the way we handle things right now, which is if somebody says something that hurts you, you don't have to say anything back, but you can walk away. And if that does make the person angry because they feel like they need to be heard, they can say the rest of it later, because we have time. We have plenty of time. We've always had time. Y'all want to seem to cut it short, and Okijinu, Mama's responding. She'll survive us, no matter what we do to her. Would you like to get through this? So stay home and chill. Talk to one another. We have plenty of ways of doing so. To those of you that don't have a way of watching or making videos right now, mesque, I'm sorry if you're going to have to use the phones. And to those of you that don't have phones right now, really mesque, I'm sorry, but you're going to get through this however you're meant to. Life is officially mental, spirit, life, whatever you call your creator, which I respect just fine, because if it's working for you, then you do that, because that's just quantum talking to you. Whatever you're meant to do right now, it's basically that I, all of us have been put in, lockdown. So why don't we get to know our internal archetypes and sages and monks and priests and warriors and puawins and witches and everything that you are, the brave and the scared, the strong and the weak, and sit with it. Get to know who you are. You have time. In a way you've never understood time. There's no rush now. So alatisme. Saludo. I love you all. Valalio. Thank you all. I'm addressing you now continually only as a group, because that's really the only way I think you guys are going to get along. So I keep trying to do it individually, and then you're not nice to one another, and you don't listen to one another. To To all the scared white boys up in towers, thinking hoarding their things will help, you know better than that now, and you have the ability to change your own narrative. People will accept you if you can start making up for what you've done, and the first way you can do that is by apologizing, and if you can't apologize yet, you can start by doing the thing you do best, which is just start handing stuff out left and right, like you don't need it anymore. You like to get rid of things all the time, so start doing it with the things that you're holding on to. People will accept and move on when they're ready to, and you won't rush them because you're going to learn the new concept of time. I'm here if people need to talk to me. I get a lot of messages, so if I can't message back, mesque, but if you leave something, I will read it, and if I respond to it when I'm not hurting or when I'm capable, then if I'm meant to, I will. And if not, everyone has been in my prayers my entire existence. I suggest you start listening to what I say back and taking care of yourselves and everyone else. Because if we can do this, we cross the bay way. It's beautiful. Hectic. It's hot. In a good way. Mental set because the spirit is here and it's just waiting for you to engage with it. You locked up your own soul for so long, you don't even know how to hear it anymore, so now you have the time. And if you decide to be somebody that does not want to engage with what you actually are, whatever that is, because no one can tell you what to be anymore, you get to find it out for yourself without being able to cause damage to anyone else. It's okay. Let it be okay. To those of you that have passed on and have fought this and passed on and have tried to speak out and passed on, Mesque, I'm sorry that we wasted so many of you in ignorance. My only hope now is we can honor every single person that has passed in the name of evil, under any name, that we can respect one another, stay home, and respect ourselves and take care of ourselves. And I'll see you later. I have to go get my tea.